Good afternoon. I'd like to read to you my short story that I just wrote this morning. Um, I want you to tell me what you think. It doesn't have a name yet and it's not finished, but tell me how you think I'm doing so far. Okay, I'm beginning. On a cold December morning, Serenity opened her window and let some fresh air in her stale New York apartment. Already too small, her upscale unit was beginning to suffocate her after only 2 years in the city. A transplant from a small town in North Carolina, Serenity was slightly homesick and part overambitious. The only thing she had enough of at the moment is money. She had up until 4 years ago, she was a struggling college student who took classes from her grandmother's small home in the suburbs of North Carolina. Her online classes were doing well, but she had done enough people watching from her computer chair on her laptop. The lecturer in her classes periodically scanned from student to student, possibly to make each student not feel so alone in their unique struggles to get a degree and a job and a nice life. After passing all of her classes but still short the credits needed for her associate's degree, she got wind, she heard wind, or she got wind of a traveling group of young women who were determined to recruit beautiful young women and move them to the big city to further their education and start new lives than the ones they currently lead now back home. That being said, the group probably had good intentions at first, but eventually became a clique of pretty girls who have no money and daddy issues, each one feasting off the ambitions and drives of the new recruits and ending up in a stale marriage with rich, privileged New York children who lead lives the mothers could have only dreamed of back home. However, the program was not all bad. Lots of young women thought thought they were in love. For example, the leader of the pack when Serenity arrived, Jennifer, had found quite possibly the best boyfriend a low class girl from Alabama could possibly hope for. A young lawyer born in New Jersey on the fast track to success. The thing is, the dating scene in New York at the time is biased based upon gender, roughly 4-to-1 in the competitive dating arena, women to men. So the constant influx of beautiful young women caused the resulting gender ratio to fluctuate based on the number of eligible bachelors. The better the economy, the greater the number of bachelors in the city. As it would be, Serenity eventually found a perfect fit for the time being. He is a real catch too, a thriving socialite on the New York fashion scene. Male designers are worth their weight in gold in women's minds as well as their pocketbooks. No one really knows how it works, but nothing drives a young New York female to popularity amongst her peers than a relationship with an even more popular male fashion designer. Gerald had a promising career at Marc Jacobs. He was 4 years older than Serenity at 25 years old and already raking in almost six figures. As you may already know, fashion is very big in New York City. It is a financial gold mine, and Gerald was just getting started. Serenity and Gerald were doing very well together. She had just signed up for her spring semester at NYU, and even though Gerald had money, they were not at the point in their relationship of spending large amounts of money on each other. Serenity was majoring in theater and minoring in French. She wasn't interested in becoming an actor professionally, but merely wanted that particular skill under her tool belt. That goes for the French too. She had to select a major and thought the fine arts were the way to go. Her father was always distant with her, but he did have a good job at an insurance company in the city not far from her hometown. Her mother was a math tutor. She was actually a math genius, however, she never put it to use. This particular morning, Serenity was dreaming about her future and her current situation while not while and her current situation, while not bleak, was not her idea of success. She looks out the window and it is snowing outside. She actually hated the freezing cold weather in New York, but everyone said she would get used to it and then love it eventually. Gerald, being one of the latest hotshots in the New York fashion scene, was a full bred New Yorker in more ways than one. He grew up here and probably had a fetish with young women from other slower parts of the United States and other countries for that matter. However, Serenity is tough and sees potential in Gerald and thinks she can win him over. Serenity's father, Mitchell, sends her a small but steady check every month to keep her afloat financially. Serenity has a job at a record store. And that's how far I've gotten so far. Tell me what you think of my progress. And um, yeah, it doesn't have a name yet, but it will soon. Okay, thank you.